Hello, this is Sirena and Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching. Today we're going to talk about Mercury Retrograde in Scorpio. That's coming up here in October of 2013. And what does that mean for you? Well, when we have Mercury going retrograde, a lot of people will say that the planet is going backwards. It's not necessarily that. What's going on is it's pulling in a different direction, and we might see it in that aspect going backwards, kind of like when we're parked next to a car and they kind of move forward. And even though we're not moving, it feels like we're moving backwards, yes? So that's what's going on. Either way, though, even though we're not moving backwards and that car's going forward, we're going to get a different kind of push-pull. And that's what's going on with Mercury retrograde. We're getting a different kind of push and pull, okay? Now, Mercury is the sign that deals with communications, electronics. Remember, Hermes, god of the winged god. So he's going all around. So this deals with all your vacation trips, cars, any kind of communication, post office, either be it emails, electronic, cans by and string, yelling across mountaintops, all those kind of communications. And we mentioned travel and electronics, most definitely electronics, okay? And primary education. And I say primary education, we'll go back to it, but electronics most definitely because of Gemini. So Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury also rules Virgo. So these are the two signs that get automatically they get hit or affected, I should say, not hit, because that sounds kind of, derogatory or fearful. But they are affected with Mercury goes retrograde, just because they're ruled by those signs. Now, how do you know if you have Mercury in you? If your sun sign is in Mercury, if your ascendant, that's your time of birth sign, okay, or your moon sign, and sometimes even, the other minor ones. So anyway, so they automatically get affected, okay? Now, when Mercury goes retrograde, this is a time to start to review, clean out all that old clutter, to check if that's what we really need, to review past ideas and projects, recheck, okay? Rest. This is reprogram things. This is not the time to start new projects. This is not the time to buy any new electronics. Oh my goodness. You'll see during this time, from because the storm starts beginning of around October 14th, is people go buy their electronics, they'll go get a new car, they'll buy a new phone, especially because during this time, this is when all the electronics will kind of break down, go on the blitz and berserk, and people just will not be happy with it. So they're like, okay, that's it. Out with the old, in with the new during this time, without thinking, it's just really Mercury retrograde, okay? It's doing a lot of playing with the energies out there. So if people buy a new one, then it's still not working because Mercury is in retrograde. So, just a little heads up on that one, okay? So this is time to recheck, to reevaluate, okay? No signing new contracts, because contracts is a form of communication, is an understanding. And since Mercury is in retrograde, we are not seeing things as clearly as we need to. We are not thinking it. Perhaps we see the words, but for some reason it's not recording into our little heads, okay? And sometimes we're hearing the words, and for some reason it's just not sinking in. It's not making clear sentences for us, or we're hearing what we want to hear, It says, see Jane fall off the hill. We say, see Jane, drinking Strawberry Hill. Okay, we completely change things around sometimes for our convenience, just because a lot of things are going on, a lot of energies are happening. So whatever happens, don't take it personal. Remember, it's going to happen either way, with or without you. All you can do is offer your steadiness to be grounded, okay, and laugh at the situation. If it's not life or death, don't give anybody a hard time about it. If it's not detrimental, ease up. Remember, we're human, okay? We are here to err and learn and grow, okay? But part of that growing is not becoming necessarily perfect, but flexible and compassionate about it. So anyway, going back to Mercury retrograde. Okay, so we have that going on. And okay, we mentioned that Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. A lot with the hands, so be careful, those of you who are working with scissors, okay? And heavy machinery, very important. Love your hands. Give kisses to hands. Very wonderful time to court someone, especially with those hands there, okay? And since also Mercury is retrograde, sometimes we're going to have to understand that people from our past are going to come up. And in this case, since Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio, that means a lot of water signs are going to be coming up, coming in from our past. So remember that one guy, you know, who always wore the glasses that you just needed to get away from? Yeah, well, he's coming back in town. Or at least he found your phone number. He's calling you. Just joking. Either way, though, people from our past will be coming back, and they're usually a water sign, okay? Especially, too, your Cancer ones, because Jupiter's in Cancer, and they're probably going to want to party with you. Oh, my goodness, and you know how Jupiter's just, Cancers just fall for those Scorpios, okay? Every time. They never learn. Anyway, so, okay, now, how does this affect you? Well, in each sign, it's going to be different. Remember, while listening to this, also follow along that you need to check in with your ascendant sign, aside from your sun sign, and from your moon sign. Just to give you a real quick overview, what Mercury does with Scorpio. Scorpio is a very deep psychological, deep feeling, prideful sign. And they do research. They like to tear things apart, not by hand, but by the mind, and see how things work together. They're the little kids that'll just pinch you just to see if you're going to say ow. And then if you say ow, they're going to pinch the person next to them to see if they also say ow. So, know that and kind of laugh with it, because they're curious on people's reactions, really. And that's how it is. Some people say they're very manipulative. A lot of times, Scorpios are not manipulative because they're evil. It just amazes them that, you know, people have a knee-jerk reaction. You know, you hit the knee and boom, something else happens. They like to just see, does it really work? You know, and they also like to see that how much people use their emotional intelligence as opposed to their logical intelligence when reacting. Instead of reacting, one should act. And Scorpios really know how to maneuver this, okay? And they have fun. The human, society, the human being is their playground, okay? And yes, Scorpio is a very sexual sign. Not sensual, that's your Taurus. Sexual, okay? In fact, with Saturn in Scorpio, you heard me right, with Mercury retrograde, now we got Saturn's been in Scorpio for the past year. Do know, you Scorpions, there's a big possibilities that you're going to have certain health issues, all right? During this time also, please, please, when you're going out, gentlemen, if you're going to make it rain, wear your raincoat, please, and offer one to the ladies. All right, that's what I ask, okay? Most definitely, and make sure your toys have little raincoats too, just to be on the safe side. Anyway, just because Scorpio is a very sexual sign. So, what does this mean with each thing, with each sign? Is that now with Scorpio being retrograde in Mercury, okay, it's how is that affecting Aries? So Aries is the first sign of the astrological, okay? So that means it's going to be in the 8th house. Scorpio being in the 8th house, more or less what we talked about. There could be what we've already previously mentioned. There's also going to be ideas about death, you know. Oh my goodness, they're vulnerable, okay? Especially too since Aries has been having to deal with Uranus playing in its sign. And so certain things have made them realize that they are um, human, they are not immortal, that they can bleed. Ooh, warriors don't like to bleed, okay? Those are your Aries. And so it's a little bit difficult for them. And they're going dealing with this. And they're also realizing that because, too, already for the past about, I'd say, year and a half, 2 years, they've had to deal with separations. So not only are they physically not immortal, they are also emotionally and psychologically not immortal. So Aries are having a little bit difficult time, but this is where you get, your Jupiter and Cancer that's just saying, yes, you can go on. We are going to make things better. You have gone through the worst, and now let's go ahead, okay? And that's what you have to remember, and that's what's going on. So now we're going to move on to Taurus. How are Taurus affected with Mercury retrograde? It's in your 7th house. Your partnerships, business and marriage partnerships, even your roommates, okay? So any kind of partnership and that is requiring some financial interchange, all right, where supposedly you guys are equals. And I say supposedly because partnerships are never completely equal, okay? So anyway, so here you've been having trouble already, Taurus, since last year with your relationships, okay? They're not as what they seem. Perhaps they're restructuring, maybe because one person has started a new job or one person has been laid off. Your structures in the relationship has completely changed, and you're dealing with that, okay? So what else is going on is understanding the financial part of it. And one Taurus does not like to have to spread themselves thin financially, okay? All right. I mean, one of the most famous Taurans around was Pablo Picasso. Yes. Oh, was he tight? He was just a little trivia. Did you guys know how wonderfully manipulative with that Scorpio in him with the Taurus? What Pablo Picasso did besides draw these wonderful blue and pink and periods, okay? And Cubism. Wow, that man, whenever he went out, he'd sign a check. So that way, he would pay with the check because he knew that for most people, that check, not being cashed, was worth more than the actual money coming from that check. Isn't that very intelligent of the man, okay? So creative genius there, isn't it? Anyway, moving along, we're going again with Taurus. Sorry for that, but I know you appreciated it. So moving along with Taurus, okay, you're really having to understand your relationships, the basis of it. What is it that you need in a relationship, okay? What do you have to offer in a relationship? Sometimes we say, oh, I want this, and I need this. And it's not. It's what we desire, or it's what we want, or it's what we. It sounds nice because our mother told us, or our father told us, or society said it, but it's not necessarily for us, okay? So we need to remember that and really look into that. Also, to know that when you're doing contracts, that's also building of homes and things like that. So make sure any of those contracts, you have been having some difficulty there, Taurus. Don't take it personal. I always say that. It just is. Sorry. Okay, let's move along to, after Taurus, we have Gemini. Woo! Geminis, take a break. Take off those rollerblades. Take off those rocket shoes and relax. Read a book. I know you guys are just loving The Great Gatsby. Okay? And if you don't want to read the book, watch the movie, look into the clothes, relax. Okay? Enjoy life a little bit more. And really get your heads out of that Star magazine and the People magazine. I know everybody else's situation is so much more interesting than your own. But this is the time to really look at what's going on in your life, okay? Especially because Scorpio is there in your 6th house, all right? So, and being in your 6th house, you really, sixth house, talking too much about sex, huh? In your 6th house, you really need to look into your health. And that is why I suggest you really relax, okay? And also, if you're going to try anything new, especially those, I know how you guys like to try anything once and all the fun things a million more times, okay? Wear your raincoats. Whatever you do, if they say they're safe, unless it's with a raincoat, it's not safe, okay? Please just humor me. I mean, the worst that happens is you don't get anything, right? Is that really so bad? Anyway, let's go back to it. So, yes, you need to look into your health. Really get a good cleansing. Check all your body parts. Take your vitamins. All right. Check if you're taking your minerals, your supplements, and do some activities, some movement. All right. It either be a dancing, yes, yes, rollerblading is just fine. You can do that. Okay. Some surfing, some kind of activity, indoors or outdoors or both. Yes, sex out in nature does count. You guys always come back to that, you Geminis. Oh, you guys are so silly. Anyway, so, but creative. Anyway, so go ahead and check on your health on that, all right? Very important. I'm moving right along. We got cancers. Cancers. Scorpios in your fifth house. This is romance. That's why you're always falling for those types, cancers. You know, the ones who slyly manipulate and dominate you. And you want to just give them everything just to show how much you really care. And you just want to nurture them. And the next thing you know, you're tied up outside on a pole or on a tree. And the neighbors are taking pictures and you're wondering, how in the heck did this happen, right? Okay, so maybe the neighbors, weren't taking picture, was the guy across the street, and now you're on YouTube with your face there, almost on the brink of losing your job. Be careful, cancers, especially since everything, you want to indulge in everything right now, because with Jupiter being in your sign, everything sounds fun, okay? And trying new things is just so, attractive to you right now and alluring that you're just ready to fall for it. So, yeah, really, really be careful on that one. Also, it means that you need to be a little bit more creative, okay? So, also know that in your fifth house, it's children. It's not just romance, but children. So you're dealing a lot with your children. Maybe your children are at that age where they're teenagers and they're changing, and you're trying to understand what is it they want from me? What can I do for them? How am I important in their lives? Who are they? Who is this person? He went to sleep a little kid, and now he's, almost a man. Or who is she? I was doing pigtails, and now she doesn't even let me touch her hair. Okay? So, once again, it's understanding. Take the time, hang out, play some games with your kids, teach them poker. Don't teach your son strip poker just yet, okay? Let him learn that in college and have the fun. Some chess, okay, and other games. It's a really good time to get to know them, all right? Take a road trip. That's always fun. A short one, not too long, because after all, Mercury is retrograde, okay? And you want that car all nice and fixed up. So, go listen to music. Some live guitar is always beautiful. They love it, and you love it too. So, moving right along. Leos, Scorpio is in your fourth house. So, you know that you had made an addition to your house recently? Yes, it's not happening as well as you wanted to, so you got to recheck it. Don't be surprised, okay? Make sure there was a guarantee. Check on the products. Check to see, the same contractors, what happened, see if there was a screw loose, a pen not written right, and very encourage everybody to be patient during this time of rebuilding. So it also deals with not just your physical home, it deals with you, this home, okay? Your number one transportation system. What is going on inside your soul, okay? And a lot of people just don't know. And you're going through changes, and having Saturn going into Scorpio has been a little bit difficult for you. Okay, you have concerns dealing with your mother, you have concerns dealing with the females in your family, you have concerns of your home, your physical home. What is your home? What is your family? You are feeling vulnerable. You're not rising, like you are Mufasa, and there's a Simba that's going to be coming about. Talking about Mufasa, what do you guys think? Just teasing. Anyway, so just like to have some fun. So don't remember, life is not to be taken personally. It's because we're on to a new phase. We have to accept that each phase is just as wonderful, is just as helpful, and is going to really get us to grow more. And as we grow, have you noticed, we can laugh at things that we used to take so seriously when we were younger, which aren't even worth, to blink at twice, since there's other things more important, okay? So, once again, you're dealing with you, also your health, but as who you are. What is your purpose? What is your family and the females in your family? So those are a few things to look into. Okay, also, next one, we got, who do we got? Virgos. Oh my goodness, Virgos. You guys are ruled by Mercury Retrograde. You're screwed. No, I'm just joking. No, that's all I need. Someone to write me a comment and say, I'm so excited because you said I was screwed. No, and I know you guys are not the ones to joke with. You guys take everything so seriously, and I hope you're feeling better. I know you, Virgo. I know there's something going on with you. I know you've been hurting. I know something is hurting. Or you just got to check that antibacterial gel. No, stop it. Really. Stop it. Okay. Oh, you guys are my hypochondriacs of the zodiac. But you guys are fun, and you're very wonderful with your vocabulary. Talking about vocabulary, let's sex it up a little, okay? Since it is your third house. Scorpio is your third house. And we need to get you to use more of that wonderful intensity, all right? And bring that out and not just go analytical. If you're not smiling enough, do. If you're not sure if you're not smiling, check yourself out in the mirror one day when you're just waiting and see the look that's on your face. The look that is on a person's face in their natural state when they are waiting for something says so much about their soul, okay? So if they don't have that gleam in their eye, Virgo, if you don't have that gleam in the eye, you're taking yourself way too seriously. Yes, with all the hypochondriac, all the sickness and everything, you're going to die anyway. We all are. So it doesn't matter. What matters is how you live. So live wonderfully. Live excitingly. Okay? Live very intensely. And that's what Scorpio wants to do. You're communicating. So make sure your communication with your brothers and sisters are clear. Because there could be some hate mail going on if you're not. Okay? And then you're right there discussing, dirty laundry on Facebook and making yourself a fool. And they're making themselves a fool. All because of miscommunication. So be careful with that, all right? Also with your cousins and aunts and uncles, very important. If you must take a trip, check everything in advance. Take a carry-on. You don't want to lose your luggage, so best to have a carry-on, everything with you, okay? If you're doing a road trip, the same thing. Make sure you've got a tune-up and an oil change, and you're ready to go, and you got your spares, you got AAA or roadside assistance ready. Okay, so if you're sending anything by a deadline time, make sure you do give it an extra 3-5 days because with everything that's going on, especially with the U.S. Post Office, all right, FedEx, UPS, give it some extra time. And if you are doing an email, make sure you're doing a draft sent and then a draft just to be sure for anything that's of importance. Again, no signing. No, you do not get to sign anything except your name, all right, to the comments below that says I'm awesome, wonderful, and that you enjoyed my video. Anyway, so let's move. Virgos, I wish you much luck. You're going to be fine. Give yourself a hug, kiss. You're wonderful. Let's continue. Okay, we got now, after the Virgos, we got the Libras. Yes, these are the ones all about relationships, the ones who are not sure if when they step outside the door, they can step out by themselves, okay? You guys are the signs that are always trying to keep everything in harmony and later resent everybody because you were trying to keep everybody in harmony and no one recognized it and thought this was your natural state when it was actually because you just wanted some recognition for it. Be careful, and I bring this up very importantly because Scorpio is in your second house. And with Scorpio in your second house, your value is very important. What you deserve. What are you telling others that you deserve? How are you showing to others what value you are, okay? And that includes your finances. You give mixed signals. Stop it. Don't. Be honest. If you cannot be honest because you really don't know, you need to sit down with yourself and write a list. All right? Do I really like ice cream? No, I don't. So stop feeding me ice cream. But you know what? You could take me to the Cheesecake Factory instead. So that way I could choose the other desserts and you could choose some also. And we both can be happy. Try to find win-win situations like that without giving away who you are. You try to so much compromise that you no longer know who you are. And in those cases, it's your fault. Your insincerity creates a basis on which relationships are growing, and then you become resentful and they're not happening, and you wonder why. Well, because it was false advertisement from the get-go. If you don't like the muffin bottom and you keep eating it because so-and-so keeps eating the muffin top and you don't want to create rifts and you harmony, well, you're telling that person by doing the same thing, that's what you like, okay? And this is the time to stop that. This is the time to remind people and to exert in a wonderfully harmonious way that you always do, because you guys are known for that, right? And so, who you really are. And after having Saturn been in your sign for several years, I think you have a better idea now, don't you? I think so. And I know you'll be just fine, okay? So let's move along. Scorpio, yes, everything you've been dealing with for the past year and a half, you're still dealing with it, and then you're going over. Okay, certain things are going over again. Again, don't take it personal. We've all been there, done that, okay? And we all get it several times in our lifetime. I know, you're ready to go and get Saturn. You're going to go, rope Saturn in and give it its due. I love to see that happen if you guys can, okay? Again, it's for your growth. You'll be fine, just fine. And though those of you who've been wanting to get healthy and lose some weight, this is the time to do it because Saturn in your sign allows you to constrict, and also with Mercury, all right? So that is very good. Get going on that. You'll be fine, okay? Don't be surprised if you do have some kind of relationship issues going on. But remember, Scorpio, before you start running and having your affairs, what is really an affair? I mean, if you can't be honest in the get-go with your relationship, saying, honey, you know what? I love you, but sometimes I get tired of rainbow sherbet ice cream and I would like some butter pecan. It doesn't mean I don't want rainbow sherbet in my home. It just means I would like to try some butter pecan. And maybe if you're very honest, your rainbow sherbet ice cream honey just wouldn't mind, okay? Nowadays, everything is possible as long as we're honest, okay? And that we are established and we know we have that security and stability. Instead of being manipulative and doing something underneath, that itself can rip completely away your financial agreements, your home environment. So sometimes it's better to just be honest and really console them and give them a new perspective about it. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Anyway, good luck with that. So, go moving right along, Sagittarius. And I'm recording this while the moon is in Sagittarius. Go figure, okay? Yes, I know my hair looks like a horse's mane sometimes. But we all love it. Gives me all that bedroom look, just got out of bed. So, anyway, okay. Sagittarius. We have you guys in the 12th sign. So that means you're going to do a lot of resting, all right? Take some time, look into yourself, see what's going on, Check your legs, your thighs, review all that, stretch, stretch, stretch. Do some running, some horseback riding. Go travel, travel on water, travel on land. This is the time to do it. Just be careful, okay? I would suggest better to take a horse than a train or a car or an airplane with everything that's going on. Again, just don't take anything personally. We love you guys because you guys are the comedians of our zodiac. You guys know how to really take philosophy out there and from the universe, from what's more important than just the financial slave practicality mentality that's here, okay, that our governments and society imposes upon us. You really show us there's so much going out there and flying, and we want to be there too. So, and we thank you for that. And this is the time to develop that more if you haven't, all right? Really see what's going on. Develop more what's going on in that soul. What is it that you need going there, okay? And time to heal. If you got any grandparents, go visit them. They probably need you, all right? Older family friends, the elder around the corner, care centers. Go give them a hug. Tell them, read them some stories. Go swimming, all right? Yes, you guys can have to go swimming naked. Yes, skinny dipping in the lake is good. Always good. Yes, you can. Yes, yes, yes. It's outside. It's good in the water. You guys are those two. Wonderful. So enjoy all that, but just really, really stretch. You need to stretch your lower parts, most definitely. Okay. Wonderful. Let's continue on. Now we got Capricorns. Capricorns. Let's see. You got Pluto hanging out in your sign. Oh, you guys have been dealing with so many issues, and you're trying to hold on, and you're trying to stay conservative, and you don't want to change because that's all you know. It's what you were taught, and if that's stability, at least it'll make you, get you through. Because if it's like math, you know that 0 is always 0, and 2 plus 2 equals always 4. You don't want to have to know that anything else because you're just trying to make it through. You want to make sure. As you get older, you're going to realize that life is to be enjoyed and you're going to have more fun and you're going to laugh at yourself, especially once you learn how to take off those socks when you get home and walk barefoot more often and to turn off the light when you go to sleep. Yes, I do know those things. Anyway, so our Capricorns. This is in your 11th house. So you're going to have friends who are coming back into your life and you're going to just want to have fun. And oh, guess what those friends are going to do? They're going to bring in drama. Ah, yes, drama. And you're going to be the one to be the grounded person. You're going to be the one that says, no, this is not necessary. Oh, we are okay. And I am sure of it. And I think it's wonderful. You do need a little bit of drama to shake it up a little, okay? So, know that, have fun with it, and it's all good. It's all good. All right? Once again, though, because with what's going on with Jupiter, you can gain weight with those friends out there, so watch your alcohol consumption, okay? And mostly for the weight gaining, and no drinking and driving. Okay, you don't want to affect your status. I know how you guys, you play golf with the judge and the other lawyers and the realtors, and you don't want your status affected because they just might think of you any worse because no one really wants to admit that they're all human and do the same thing. So keeping up appearances are so important for you, even if it's just an appearance and not the real you. Shame on you, but we still love you anyway. Okay, let's move on. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. So this is in your 10th house. Okay, Mercury retrograde is going to happen in your 10th house. And this is your career, your public recognition. How are you seen, okay? If anything's going in the papers, it's going to be then, and we don't want anything negative. So review what's been going on. Very important, okay? Especially since Uranus is happening in Aries. And so you got little things going on that can affect you. So make sure that you have a good support system, all right, and that's working positive to you. But that support system, either from friends and family, and with their career. If you're not sure what you've been thinking about your career, this is the time to just check things out, but don't start anything new, okay? And that includes a new job. If you get hired, sign the papers after November 10th, okay? Most definitely. Look around, dream, 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 get all the details possible. I say that because if you sign any paperwork right now regarding that, you just might forget that it didn't have dental, okay? That the benefits are lacking something, or you thought something else, but it's not like you're going to, get the parking that's right next to the door and you're not. So, like I said, don't take anything personal. It happens. So this is time you're going to be reevaluating certain interests and importance. And finally, Pisces. This is in your 9th house. You are developing yourself. You are seeing that your philosophies need to expand. The nice thing about Scorpio is naturally you, Pisces, have interests, and they could kind of pull themselves apart, going into two different directions, and still function wonderfully because they're so flexible. Okay? And I'm not talking about your girlfriend. I'm talking about the two fish going in separate directions. And what's really nice about it that they're flexible and they're understanding. But now you're bringing it together because Scorpio brings it together to try and fix it. And what does all those things mean that you've been learning? All right? And to create a stronger base. Again, it's very watery, so be careful of getting so emotional. You might be taking trips out, some kind of cruises or ride or fishing. I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe you're dealing with animals, turtles, fish, that have to deal with the water. Maybe you're putting in fountains, okay? You're really creating a basis where water is important and understanding how you are affected by water, by philosophy, with your emotions, and your outlook and your perspective in life, okay? And realizing how many things were not, how many things in history changed, mostly because of the need of power. And it's sad because certain dynasties existed, so that way other family members can continue with the power, just to see that their family members didn't want it anyway, just because one person thought they were doing the right thing of taking care of their great-great-great-grandchildren that haven't even been a star in someone's eyes. So you understand all that, and you're creating those bases of really what's important in this lifetime. And being very compassionate, very giving, and trying new cultures out there right now. Trying new foods, all right? And that is very important. You're even going to different, religions, just to check it out, just to see, maybe you're creating your own religious philosophies inside of you, and that is nice. Because, remember, all religions have the same goal, is happiness and to return to our divine creator and the divine energy source from hence this wonderful mother Gaia and galaxy and universe has derived. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Too much talking. Anyway, so thank you, Pisces. You do great, okay? Be careful with the waterworks. Anyway, everybody, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to fast forward to your sign. Okay, I should put little things up next time, maybe to help those of you out. And this is Nereida Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness. Have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself and enjoy this Mercury Retrograde. Bye-bye.